Hey guys, Michael from No Empty Seats here. Hope you're doing well. Today's October 24th, 2025. I think it's about week 6 or 7 of this podcast. I'm doing this podcast consistently. And yeah, today I'm excited to talk about therapy and the importance of it. As you can see, I got my notes right here and no earbud today, but yeah, I'm excited to get this episode out. So the first thing I want to talk about is I'm just going to be talking about my experiences with therapy. I don't want to kind of tell anyone what to do or what to think, right? And I'm also definitely not a professional. But this is, I think sharing my experiences and kind of my advice, just like person to person, peer to peer, can be helpful. Because I know this is the kind of advice I was hearing when I was looking for a therapist or considering it at all. Because yeah, I think it's important. First things first, I think everyone should go to therapy. As you can see in the title, it's literally a workout for your brain. I think that really sums it up. We're realizing that everyone can benefit from it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try to bang out this really quick episode. No more, no less than 10 minutes. But yeah, like I said, this isn't any professional. I'm not claiming to be a professional, but I think, sharing my experiences can maybe shed some light on what the process or what it should kind of look like. Because a lot of people feel like they're kind of shooting in the dark or don't really know what to expect. So yeah, I started going to therapy back in high school, and I luckily landed in a really, really good therapist. I don't think I can say the name. Hopefully this person is listening. But she was really, really amazing. And she kind of helped me realize what therapy can be and what therapy can really, really look like. So personally, it was a really good fit for me because it felt like a workout for my brain. It felt like the conversation was bouncing. It felt like I was just talking, to a friend, but at that same time, it did feel like the mentor. It did feel like that professional relationship where I didn't feel like I was putting any burden on anyone else. And that is one of the biggest key principles about what I think the most successful therapist-patient relationship can be like. Where you feel like you're connecting with someone like it's talking to your boy, but also you never have to feel that guilt, even though no one ever wants to call it guilt, of talking about what's going on in your life. So that was really, really important for me when I was starting therapy, and I was so blessed to have that experience, that the hour session would fly by, and things would be bouncing back and forth. I would get, picked up when I knew I was down and felt like I was in crisis mode during some weeks. But also, this therapist, she knew when to, kind of uplift me, and she knew when to, she knew when to give me accountability, kind of keep me in check, if that makes sense. Like she was a really, really great person at that, and it was really awesome to kind of, feed the balance of support, and accountability and helping me keep agency about things, which is really, really awesome. So that was a really, really good experience. And unfortunately, I really personally value the face-to-face experiences with therapists. So I try to go now in college, rather than back at home in Syracuse. But yeah, those were the two most important things. The chemistry to feel like you can talk about whatever and feel supported through everything, but also know that there's so much guidance that can be offered as well. And so many other great things, and also never feeling like you need to never feeling bad, and knowing you can say whatever within the confines of that 1 hour session, within those boundaries. So I think that's what people should really strive for, when they say they're looking for a therapist. And like, I know people get really discouraged when they go to someone and they feel like there isn't a connection, or they feel like they're just being interviewed and they're trying to say, make problems out of nothing, or try to extract things out of them that they don't really want to talk about. And with that, I'll say you'll know when you have a really, really good therapist-patient relationship when you get it. I think that's, you just gotta, if you don't feel like things are clicking, don't feel like it's because of the therapy's fault, but maybe it's just not a good connection with the therapist. And that's totally okay. You can mix and match, you can move around, but just don't, what I'm saying is definitely don't give up on the therapy part. What I'll also say is that, like I said, talking about how therapy is a workout for your brain, you'll also realize that you can go in and not feel like there's anything really, really pressing to talk about, but it still is so good to be able to string out your thoughts with this therapist. I see some really cool like graphics and explanations about how a therapist can help string your thoughts and really organize all the jumbly things that's going on in your life. And that's really how I personally envision it. I think every guy and girl, everyone should go to therapy because it just helps you keep a steady mind and make sure that you're taking care of yourself and are level-headed as much as you can possibly be. Because of that, I really recommend it to everyone, even when they're not necessarily struggling. So that's my other point that I want to say. And yeah, I don't know. Went a little fast there. But I think, yeah, I just want to get on and say and talk about how important it is that, if you feel like you don't necessarily connect with someone, that's okay. And I think the final thing I want to talk about actually was, if you feel like you don't connect with them and you're seeking constantly the perfect therapist connection, like I honestly kind of have been doing here in college the past couple years, realize that it also doesn't have to be perfect. Which gets a little hard. I'm kind of balancing two different ideas here that, don't blame therapy's fault if you feel like you're not getting the most out of, and it doesn't feel like Goodwill Hunting or something like that. But also know that there can be a lot of utility out of going to therapy, even if it doesn't feel perfect. Know that you should be super proud of yourself if you're going 1 hour a week and putting in that time for yourself, because like I've talked about in different episodes, the better you take care of the more you take care of your mental health, the better you're going to be as a friend, as a partner, as a family member, as a student, and it just waters the gardens and all the other facets of your life. So yeah, I think what this entire anecdote is talking about is just definitely be open-minded. I think, yeah, once everyone realizes that therapy doesn't necessarily have to be stigmatized around people are going quote unquote crazy or in psych wards or stuff like that, or even or depressed and anxious, you don't need to put these labels on it. And first of all, they're not even bad labels at all, right? But I'm saying just I think everyone can benefit from therapy, and I don't think that's, yeah, and that doesn't even have to be too crazy of a take, right? Yeah, I think I'm also making this because I unfortunately haven't been to therapy in a while too. Just because I've been traveling a lot and there have been a lot of things in my life that make me feel like I don't have time for it. But I always have time for workouts. And I always have time for spending time with friends. And I feel like we all just need to kind of treat therapy like that. Like it's just such a good way for you to get out your thoughts. And I think another thing I really want to talk about is when you go in having a really, really hard time. I don't know, I don't want to say 100%, right? But I can never think of a single time that I've walked out feeling worse. And that's super, super important to think about. It will always make you feel better. And it'll always kind of benefit you and make you feel more aware of the things around you, and help you heal. That's another really cool thing I love about therapy. It helps really build your worldview. Just getting your thoughts out is so important, right? Just being able to just voice what's going on in your life, whether good, whether bad, it's really, really amazing how much better it can make you feel, with another person in the room, and how it can make you feel like you don't have to go through things alone. So like I said, it should feel like you're kind of talking to a friend. Should feel like you're kind of bouncing off things, and playing with different ideas. And I don't know anyone that has gone to therapy that has regretted it. And I think it's about time we kind of start talking about how it doesn't hurt at all to be able to go in once a week. But yeah, just wanted to get this quick 10-minute episode out. My mind's been kind of all over the place, which is why this is a little quicker episode. And also, maybe I was talking too fast. I genuinely, comically, have no idea if it was or if I wasn't. But yeah, as for different updates in my life, Empty Seats is going really well. We have 2 events next week for Brown's chapter. Shout out Virginia Tech and UCSB. Those clubs are doing really good right now. And yeah, I got some good news back with my tests and some school, which can make me take the load off some stress. And something I'm trying to remind myself is, it's like I deserve these things. I put a lot of time into school. I put a lot of time into investing into my education, and I've been really, really stressed these past couple of years. And I deserve to, enjoy the fruits of my labor, and I don't need to feel bad about it if I'm taking a lower course load or lower credits. I deserve to be able to kind of live freely in this space. Especially as a senior. But yeah, just wanted to talk about this one. For those of you wondering, I like talking about my experiences with therapy. I've made Instagram posts about this in the past couple years, and this is one of the episodes that I know I feel most confident in, and in terms of what therapy has done for me, and what I know it can do for others. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well. Enjoy your weekend. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the fall weather, and yeah, go to therapy. I know I'm gonna make the effort this week to get back into my different sessions. Have a good weekend.